Yo, what's going on, guys? I hope you're doing well. Today I want to go over a Ethereum trade that we had. Very easy long trade in the Nexus. I did let everybody know at the time that we took it that I believed that that was the low, and it was a 4 risk to reward so far. Okay, I have taken profit on the position. My stop loss is at break even, so it is a risk-free trade, but I just want to show you guys all here at 9:40 a.m. You can check the timestamp. We'll zoom in. I do say ETH, that is either your low or it's not. So today I want to go over this position. I want to go over how it was really not that difficult of a trade. We actually went over it this morning during the live stream, and we took it as soon as I got off the live stream in the Nexus. So that usually is what happens as soon as you get off stream. That's when the move happens. But let's go over the position. Let's go over how I took this trade, why I was looking for a long, and how we executed it. In order to talk about where we are, we have to talk about where we were. First things first, we had on Ethereum a big impulsive move to the upside. We had high, we had low, we had higher high, and we had a break of structure. Okay, after you get a break of structure, you can expect a higher low and a higher high. We hit this 3-day supply zone, and we've been basically pulling back for the last week or so, week and a half, 2 weeks, give or take. Okay, I know that I'm looking for a higher low to then make a higher high to continue this overall trend. How do I know when that's going to happen? First of all, I'm looking at my points of interest, okay? I have a level here, I have a level down here, I have a level down here. It can happen on either one of those to get that continued move to the upside and then potentially make our way towards the 4,100 highs that I am expecting will eventually go sooner than later, okay? Now, understanding that, how do I know when that higher low is going to come in? You're going to go on a smaller term time frame. Right now we're on the 4-hour. We're going to go on a smaller term time frame, and we're going to look for a market structure flip, okay? So these are our zones that we are anticipating our positions in, are anticipating those flips, and then we're waiting simply for confirmation. So coming into that zone, you can clearly see that you have high, low, lower high, lower low, and then high and break, okay? So this was a position that we took last week, still in that, but I want to show you guys how you can get in from anywhere and how the actual better entry was over here as opposed to where we were, okay? After we get a break of structure, as we've discussed, you got a break of structure right here. You can expect a higher low to then make a higher high. So just like on the higher term timeframes, we are looking for that higher low and that higher high, and we are looking for signs of an accumulation. Now, this was a high, a low, a high, and a break. So by default, this becomes our range-based demand, and I'm looking for confirmations in this zone. I'm looking for market structure flips, and I'm playing the ranges that come when we land into these zones, and I'm looking for accumulation models. As you can see by my little dots here, what's your structure? I always say this, guys. When in doubt, structure out. What's your structure? So first of all, you came down and you formed a little range, okay? You have low, you have high, you had lower low SFP, you had high, you had break of structure, then you had higher low, and then you had higher high, okay? So we actually this morning took this long over here, but I also longed last night right over here, and I'm going to show you exactly why, and I also gave this position to the Nexus, okay? Here's how it works. This, as I mentioned, was your range-based demand. So I'm going to move that over. We know that we're in the range-based demand, and we're looking for confirmations. I'm always looking for confirmations. I don't just enter because we're in a zone, because there's no evidence that that zone is going to hold 100%. Nothing's ever 100% in trading, but it's a lot better when you're waiting for confirmation. For me, my form of confirmation is a market structure flip. Right here, as I mentioned earlier, you had low, you had high, you had lower low, higher high, and break, okay? So my expectation order flow, what I'm already expecting, is going to be a higher low to then make a higher high. So then what do? Well, we do the exact same thing that we just did twice now, but on the lower term time frame again. This is your break of structure. This here is your order block, right? That's your sell to your buy. And this is your new point of interest. And how do I enter this position? I do the exact same thing. I'm looking for confirmations. I had low, I had high, I had low, I had higher high, and I had break. As soon as that break happened, I let the Nexus know that I entered. And it took a little while there. It took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, and it actually happened overnight, but we finally got that move to the upside, took profit on that high, and then we're looking for re-entries. So how did we get this trade specifically today? And, how did we enter it? And guess what? It's the exact same thing that we just did 2 times, right? After you get a break of structure, what's your structure? When in doubt, structure out. You have high, you have low, you have higher high. We're expecting higher low, higher high. How do I know when that higher low is going to come in? Well, I need to see a market structure flip, okay? So what happens? I know that I'm looking for this zone. I know I need to see a nice reaction off of this zone, and I know I'm looking for a market structure flip. Now is where I can come in on a smaller term time frame and say, okay, this is my new range, and this is the range here that I am trading, okay? And this is my demand. This is my last sell to the buy. This is my extreme demand after getting what appears to be a Model 2 accumulation here. So I don't really want price. I'm okay if it wicks this. I don't really want price to go too beyond this. Otherwise, the whole idea is cooked, okay? Even after this Model 2 accumulation, you even had a very local, very, very local Model 1 accumulation in this range, okay? So we're looking for the exact same thing. I know I'm looking for this zone, okay? I know I'm looking for this zone. Now, my structure was as follows. It's low, it's high, it's low, it's high, it's low, and then it's high like that. Here's where I entered, here's how I entered, and here's why I entered, okay? First of all, I entered a little bit before I got my market structure break. Why? Bitcoin at the time had made a really nice sell to the buy, and it broke structure, okay? So Bitcoin actually broke structure before Ethereum did. Second of all, I know that because I don't want price to go too below this, I'm generally having my stop loss around this area. As soon as I saw that the price came down, hit this extreme demand zone, and gave this form of reaction, I went in, and I went in with my stop loss below that low, okay? Now remember, before I waited for the reaction, I waited for the confirmation. I didn't just go in, I didn't catch the knife, because this wick could have done this, and then you would have gotten obliterated. I did not do that, okay? So as soon as I saw that reaction, we were somewhere around here, okay? And we were coming up, and we were testing this wick, and I'm like, oh man, this is about to go. Because this, locally, as you can see by my dots, is a Model 1 accumulation. So I had an accumulation model after getting another accumulation model, after getting another accumulation model, after getting another accumulation model, after getting another accumulation model. I might have said that one extra time. I know I'm looking for longs. I know that this position that I had drawn out last week hit. And I know that based on that confirmation, I'm looking to take that up to potentially 3,900, right? Now, that doesn't obviously have to happen. I'm watching it along the way, but there was a position here. There was a position here that I took as well, and the Nexus was notified about that one. And then the position here that was taken is the same thing, right? This is to show you that you can get in from anywhere if you know what to look for, and you can obviously be accommodated by your good risk to reward. So my first take profit, which was my green dotted line here, has just been hit. And of course, not just been hit a little bit ago. And of course, I am looking for a little bit higher. I'm pleased with this trade if we make it up to 37.59, which would basically equate to give or take a 6 or 7 risk to reward trade, okay? So an amazing risk to reward trade on Ethereum here, and all you had to do was have a little bit of patience, okay? That's all you had to do. Right now, we just bounced off of, look, guess what? Another demand zone, and you're getting a nice reaction. You could theoretically, I was actually contemplating adding to my position here, but you could theoretically do something like that. Now, I'm not going to do that because I'm already in a position, and I'm doing the YouTube video, etc. But this, guys, is, you know, it might sound complicated, and if it is complicated to you, everything that I just went over, you know, I explain very thoroughly in the Nexus, okay? The Nexus is my premium network where you get access to my course. You get access to my live streams every morning, like the Nexus did this morning. You get access to my real-time updates where I let everybody know, like, that's probably your low or it's not, right? I don't say well, I mean, sometimes I say that I'm in, but I just said, like, that's either your low or it's not, which is basically I don't want to say signal. Signal's not the right word, but that's basically like, hey, I went in and my stop loss is there. And it just made sense, okay? It just made sense. I did it in real time. Perhaps I'll put some clips from the YouTube live stream now. Like, I don't need this demand zone to get hit. It doesn't need to get hit, right? It doesn't need to get hit. Can it? Yes. Doesn't need to. That's your range. We know that after your initial range 1 gets hit, your top 1, you're probably going to take it out for a Model 2. Like, this is the market maker structure. Right? And then you broke this. So then higher, low, higher, high. What did you have here? Low, high, break. There you go. Here's your re-entry right there. You could have had right there if you were up at 1 a.m. Literally right there, you could have long. Yeah, that's either your low or it's not. Simply put, that's either your low or it's not. That was the trade, an amazing risk to reward trade. If you guys are looking to join the Nexus, the link for that is in the description down below. If you are interested in trading on the exchange that I trade in my opinion, KSEX is the #1 exchange out there. It is the lowest fees by far, and basically exclusively the only exchange I use. My friends, that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you guys in the next one. Trade safe, be good, stay happy, stay healthy, stay wealthy, and I'll see you guys later.